Welcome back for another video. As Gameweek 23 draws to a close, there's a lot to cover from the weekend. Let's talk about some key takeaways moving forward, double Gameweek 25, blank Gameweek 26, and we'll also discuss transfer plans this week. Starting with the Everton vs Spurs game, which ended 2-2. Richarlison marks his return to Goodison Park with a brace, two really well taken snapshots. One outside the box, set up by Maddison, and one inside the box, assisted by Udogie. 15-point haul from him, and he took 3 bonus. Spurs do have 2 home games next against Brighton and Wolves, and he's in immense form, but if you are considering him, then blank Gameweek 26 is a strong factor where Spurs won't play. He's definitely going to be a popular pick after the blank, with more good fixtures to follow, and Spurs are one of 4 teams confirmed to play in Gameweek 29 as it stands. Honourable mention to 4.1 Branthwaite, who's been immense this season, bargain price, and he scored for an 8-pointer. Not one to transfer in this week though, with the away game against City next. Aston Villa 5, Sheffield United 0. A really swingy game if you had Watkins captain. His effective ownership was around 100%, so no real impact on rank if you had him but not your captain. And obviously a painful haul if you didn't have him at all. Well played if you captained him though for 36 points from a goal and 3 assists. Concert owners were very unlucky. He came off injured at 58 minutes, just a couple of minutes shy of what would have been clean sheet points. A massive haul for the few Alex Moreno owners who scored, which resulted in a 14-pointer. Honourable mention to McGinn, who's having a ridiculous game week in his FPL team. He captained Watkins, he had Alex Moreno, he had Richarlison and Trippier. He's on 86 points with De Bruyne, Alvarez and Akanji to play. The next couple of game weeks pose tough decisions for us Watkins owners. There's the opportunity to pick up someone like Darwin or Tony if you've not got them, but selling the top scoring forward in the game with good fixtures is risky. I am considering selling him before the United game. We'll talk more on that later in the transfer plans. A swingy game week epitomised by the Bournemouth vs Forest game, Solanke 2-pointer, and he had about the same goal scorer odds as Watkins before the game. Don't beat yourself up too much if you've had Solanke captain. There's a massive amount of variance in football and FPL, and there's a lot of luck which can be positive or negative. In the reverse fixtures, Watkins blanked against Sheffield United and Solanke scored a hat-trick against Forest. There's always next week. There's some rumours that Bournemouth are going to have their Luton postponement moved to Gameweek 28, which would result in an unbelievable double for Bournemouth. They'd have 2 home games against Sheffield United and Luton. Arguably triple captain territory with such a good fixture. Sheffield United just conceded 5 and Luton 4. And there is a chance it gets announced before Gameweek 25. It'll be very interesting to see if people stick with Salah or Haaland in Gameweek 25 or consider Solanke in 28. So a shock result at Stamford Bridge of Wolves taking 3 points after a 4-2 win over Chelsea. Cunha with a hat-trick. Fair play if you were one of the 600,000 owners that had him. 17-pointer. His 3rd goal coming from the penalty spot as well. Only 5.7 mil and he's just passed the 100-point mark of the season. Palmer scored a really well taken goal and he got a bonus point as well. So Cunha's hat-trick was the biggest overperformance of the game week. 3 goals coming from 1.12 XG. Admittedly a big deflection working in his favour. Let us know in the comments if you think Pochettino's time is up at Chelsea. Another player with a huge score and a big XG over performance was Garnacho. Man United winning 3-0 at Old Trafford against West Ham. A brace from 0.24 XG for Garnacho. He was electric and he's an absolute gift at 4.8 mil. He's someone we talked about lots in last week's video, so well played if you picked him up. I noticed he wasn't a lot of benches as well, which is pretty hard luck. That's the headache that comes with these bargain players. They're cheap enough to bench, but they can go big. Højlund scored a classy goal. Bruno assisted Garnacho's first goal. 4 blanks on the bounce for Bowen now though, and he faces Arsenal next. Definite opportunity to move him on for someone like Foden or De Bruyne next. Areola was taken off at half time. He took a heavy knock from Zuma. The peak of a high scoring game it was Newcastle's 4-4 draw of Luton. What a game this was. Luton were 4-2 up in the 66th minute. Again, very unlucky if he captained Gordon. He went off injured at half time, and he could have gone on to get more points in the second half. He did at least get an assist before his withdrawal. We've seen photos of him leaving the stadium in crutches after the game. Wait for an update on how. Newcastle have got Forest next and then Bournemouth, so he's got to be a hold if he's fine for Gameweek 24. Trippier with 1 goal, 1 assist, but no bonus points, with -2 points coming from 4 goals conceded and 9 points in the end. Barkley with 1 goal, 1 assist for 13 points. He's thrown his name as another bargain option at 4.9 mil, and he's got the double Gameweek 25 to come as well, but it is followed by the blank in 26. He could be a great enabler if you're free hitting Gameweek 25 though, and you need a budget player to afford Haaland, Salah and De Bruyne, which in theory might be possible on a free hit. Brighton bounced back from the 4-0 defeat to Luton in Gameweek 22 in style with a 4-1 victory over Palace. From bad to worse for Palace though. Eze didn't make the squad with injury. Elise did, but he was off after 10 minutes with an injury. Estupiñán was benched, really summing up a terrible game week for most defenders. Lamptey had a great game as well playing in left back. Gross with 2 assists, and he took all 3 bonus points from an 11-pointer. Gross's 2 big chances created was the joint most of Game Week 23. Odegaard, Bruno G and Douglas Luiz also created 2. João Pedro netted his 8th goal of the season. A huge result to close the weekend, with Arsenal winning 3-1 against Liverpool and putting themselves right back in contention for the title race. Saka opened proceedings after a Havertz saved shot, and he finished with bonus points. And then there was a Gabriel handball own goal plus a booking for a -1 score. Trent came off before 60 minutes for a 1-pointer. Darwin came on and he got booked for a 0-pointer. Saka's 1.21 XGI can only be beaten by 1.23 XGI from Cunha on the weekend. Saka's in the same boat as Watkins though. Some of us are looking at who makes way for double Game Week 25 players, and both Saka and Watkins are very difficult sells in current form and fixtures. Saka's got Burnley in Game Week 25, Watkins has got Fulham. The Trent withdrawal was a bit concerning, perhaps still not fully fit after his injury, but he was having a really tough game against Martinelli. It was looking like an excellent transfer in for Game Week 24 with Liverpool home to Burnley, but something to weigh up if you were looking at that move. Bradley missed the game on compassionate leave, and Robertson's back from injury came off the bench, so Klopp does have the option to use Gomez in right back. Saka went off injured during the game as well, but it didn't look serious, and post-match Arteta said, quote, "He should be fine I think, he got a kick on the ankle." So the next few transfers feel crucial. Game Week 25 could be a pivotal week in the season, so let's talk about the team and the transfer plans for Game Week 24. In goal, Edison. In defence, Saliba, Trent and Pedro Porro. I've got Palmer, Richarlison, Saka and Gordon in midfield, Solanke, Watkins and Haaland up top, and the armband is on Haaland, home to Everton. 2 free transfers, but only 0.1 mil in the bank. The goal obviously is to maximise points in Game Week 25 without compromising the team too much, which is very hard. I'm looking at Foden, De Bruyne, Tony and Darwin as players I want. Salah's unlikely to make it into the team. I think he forces too many sacrifices. It looks like one of Watkins or Saka is going to need to be sacrificed though, because if I don't buy Salah, then Darwin's someone I do want to own. It's a really good double game week for Liverpool. They are home to Burnley next as well, so a transfer I may make is Watkins to Darwin Game Week 24. This one has the potential to go wrong, as it did for those that sold Watkins Game Week 23. Watkins does have Man United, which could be a tough fight, with United finding some form recently, while Darwin is home to Burnley, which has a reaction for Liverpool written all over it, and I want a piece of that pie. Watkins to Darwin leaves enough in the bank for Bowen to De Bruyne and Richarlison to Garnacho in Game Week 25. That would give me Edison, Trent, De Bruyne, Darwin and Haaland with a double game week, so 5 players doubling. That gives me 10 players to have a game in Game Week 26 as well, 1 free transfer to make it 11. However, if Gordon is out for the Forest game in Game Week 24, then there's the alternative route, which would be selling Bowen for Foden, and then get Darwin in Game Week 25. This gives me the benefit of not having to play Bowen against Arsenal if Gordon is out. As a reminder, Aston Villa play against Chelsea in the FA Cup on Wednesday, so there's no rush to make transfers, and the result of that game will have a bearing on Game Week 29's blanks. Let us know how many points you're on and what your transfer plans are for this week. There's lots more great FPL content to come this week, so make sure you're subscribed. See you soon for the next one.